Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Pisces. If Pisces is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so this is a bonus reading for Pisces. And tonight we have the Devil card. Don't worry, not always a bad archetype to get. I know. It's like, ooh, what does that mean? But it's not always bad. I'm always excited when I see the Devil card because to me it means partially, right? It means that we are breaking down conventions in our life, right? We are just absolutely working on wiping away those old conditionings, the things that keep us kind of bound to old beliefs, things that do not serve us. This is the energy that comes in and it is contrary. It says, no, absolutely not. I'm not going to conform to this anymore. So it is an energy of change, of evolution. Okay, let's go ahead and see what these tea leaves have to say today. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. Okay, so I want to start here. We have a person going to a well, okay? Now, a well is, if you don't know, a place where people would go to gather water, okay? It is a hole that is dug deep into the earth, or at least, you know, to kind of deep. It could be really deep. It could be pretty shallow. It just depends. But this is where, you know, back in the day, they would lower the bucket and they'd pull it up and there would be water in there, right? Well, people still do use wells, although it's, you know, not really, you don't go outside and pull water up. We have well water. So it is, yes. Anyway, so if you don't know what a well is, and listen, some people don't. You might be thinking that's a really ridiculous thing to be explaining, Lenore. But, you know, some people, they've lived in the city their whole lives. They haven't been around these things. So anyways, yes, we have a well. And absolutely the first thing that came to mind is refilling your emotional waters, right? I feel like there has been a time here where you've spent a lot of time, energy, and emotions on whatever it is that's going on. It might be a person, it might be something that happened in, you know, in your life, at work, in your domestic life, within the family. It was something that was draining, okay? I don't think that this was really a pleasant experience necessarily. And I think that it left you feeling, you know, just kind of dried out, right? All of the water is taken from you. And maybe going through just a little bit of time here where you weren't very inspired. You're just kind of like, I want to go home. I want to sleep. I want to, you know, just kind of zone out. I want to stare at the wall or TV or whatever. And, you just don't have any emotional bandwidth or attention for anybody or anything. And so, yeah, we all go through these periods of time, don't we? And I can feel that there is a re-emerging here, a sense of kind of coming out of the cave, if you will, right? Walking out from that dark room and opening the door and, the sun, it's so bright. But yeah, I do. I think that you are starting to do things that are kind of recharging that battery. You know, stuff that you like to do, things that are fun, things that are of interest, You know, and I think in general, just having a little bit of an easier disposition about things. And so then I turn this just a little bit here, and we have the Sacred Heart. Okay, so the Sacred Heart is a symbol that is used in Catholicism. It is the heart that is a flame. You know, you will often see this on like prayer cards or in on statues of Mary or Jesus, and so for me, you know, the symbol is an indicator of agape, to be united with the divine. Now, it doesn't have to be that you are a Christian or Christologist. You know, it could be whatever your spiritual path might look like, whatever your pantheon or relation to God or goddess might be, or the divine or sciences or whatever it is. But I see you in a place of great devotion, right? This faith that you have, this grace that you are in, absolutely is part of that refilling your cup, right? If you think of the cup as the vessel of your emotionality, of your inspirations, of that kind of shifting waters that you have, the psychic abilities and interconnectedness to all the spheres of your life, right? When that runs dry, we feel kind of disjointed and disassociated, and you know, and maybe even to a point where we start to become quite disenfranchised, uninterested in life, or you know, the movements of life. And so this is quite the opposite. This is a place where, yeah, you feel like you are in a meaningful existence. You know, things maybe don't all make sense, right? But at the core of it all, your relationship with the cosmos, with the mysteries, with the divine, that is there. And that flows through every aspect of your being. And having that in, you know, right alongside you as you travel through the mundane, through the tedium of your days, it does. It makes it feel like there's something to this all, you know. Just kind of like a little smile, like just a little bit of the, you know, the sides of your mouth turned up a bit, right? Just a little, like a nice breeze on a hot summer day, a little reprieve from the oppressive nature of being a manifest being. And it is, right? To be in a body that is, you know, basically reaches its peak, and then, you know, it starts to break down, and that alone is difficult. But then you add all of the complexities of our emotions, our mind, our perceptions, our you know, our relations to spirit and the unknown, and all of it. It's very complex life, being a human being, being a manifest being. And so, yeah, when we have this, we have that heart that is a flame. We have agape. We have a sense of love that is more than love. Ooh, life is sweet, and it is sweeter yet. And so I feel like you are really coming into this place of absolving some of those old troubles, you know, the things that kind of get us down. Now, does that mean they're gone forever? Probably not, right? Life is about the ebb and flow. The tides, they come, they go. They come, they go, right? So it is. These are things that are cyclic. So yeah, this might not last always, and it might be something that, you know, it comes to a fever pitch and you are just enthralled by it. And then it starts to dissipate and you get back into the normality of life and so on. And that's okay, right? This idea that we reach some kind of ascension, some kind of bliss, some kind of, you know, I don't know, maybe even a enlightenment, and that it is something that is completely sustained, it doesn't make sense. You look in, you know, in nature, which we are nature. We are part of nature. We are not separate. You look at nature, everything has its seasons. Things are not in a fixed state. There is no place that we go, you know, we get to this point, we've made it, and then we just stay there. And everything stays the same, and yeah, we live in that glory. I don't know. I mean, I can't imagine that that's what it is. So when we can learn to navigate, you know, the transitions of life as things come and go, and you know, one day this feels wonderful and everything is aligned and balanced, and then the next maybe it doesn't feel as meaningful anymore. If we can learn to navigate these cycles, these shifting waters, then, you know, we're very lucky for that. We're very blessed for that. And it doesn't make it easier. I was going to say it makes it easier. It doesn't make it easier. It just makes it different. You know, and to be a person that doesn't always, you're not so resistant to the change. That is like a life hack right there. It's hard to figure out, right? But it is. It is like one of the keys to the kingdom. Just being able to go with the flow of things as much as you can. And now as a Pisces, I think that you're pretty good at that, right? Maybe not perfect, but you're good at it. You know, and so good times. Okay, let's see. Now we have a person here holding up, and it looks like it almost looks like they're holding up is it a cow, like a calf maybe? We also have a person standing here and a child next to them. We have a person standing here, and it looks like they have started a fire here. So it almost kind of brings to my mind this scene of kind of, you know, what we would call like pagan worship, right? Some kind of, well, it could be like some kind of midsummer kind of ceremony, ritual. You know, we are into the summer, we are into the winter. The fertility festivals, the harvest festivals, kind of have passed us for the most part, but we are into that kind of beginning. Well, it is a madness of some sorts, kind of the bacchanalian, the celebration, the fever pitch of things. And now in the southern hemisphere, it might be that it is a slowing, right? Kind of getting into those deeper, warm, seeking warmth and comfort and being close and, you know, celebrating the quieter months. But here in the north, right? Yeah, these are the months that people are out. They're about. They're, you know, hopefully not getting into trouble. But yeah, there is a sense of glee and festivity and some amount of excitement and feeling pulled into the world. And so I do feel that maybe this will be a good time for you to go out and experience some collective celebration. You know, maybe you're somebody who doesn't often go to social events, or, you know, I'm thinking like concerts or outdoor art walks. Here we have things called art walks, where galleries will open and you can walk around the city or whatever neighborhood it's in, and you go into the galleries, and there's also like restaurants and music and things going on. And you know, usually a fun thing to go do to spend your evening, afternoon, evening, you know, just being among people, seeing things, being kind of enriched by, you know, different cultural movements and so on. So maybe definitely a time to kind of challenge yourself to get out of the ordinary. Go try some different stuff, you know. Us as a family, my husband and I, shout out to Dove and Serpent Tarot, my husband Paul over there, amazing tarot reader, go check him out. We like to take our daughter to all kinds of things, and my husband hasn't really, I don't know, I think he's maybe just like a creature of comfort, right, of things that are familiar, you know. So when he met me, and I'm somebody that I like novelty. I mean, I like to be at home a lot. I'm a homebody, but I do also like the novel. I like to go try things. I like to go to a lot of different, you know, music things and little festivals and food festivals and historical sites and religious places. And so anyways, every time that we get a chance, at least, you know, once or twice a month, we'll go try something different. And, you know, and I think it's important. It's important for all of us to, if we have the opportunity, to go experience things that are outside of what we know. You know, the thing that I think we're going to be doing coming up here is I want to take my daughter to a blues and jazz festival. You know, my husband's never been, or maybe he has been to it. I don't know. I forget. But and then next month we'll go to a polka festival. So, you know, it's just trying stuff that maybe you never thought, oh, this might be really cool. I like to go through the community papers and stuff. I'm old school like that. I like the physical paper to go see what's going on. Now, you know, the social medias, they have all kinds of listings. The other place to go look is your library. We go to the library quite often. So I always look at the bulletin boards and see what is happening. What do they have happening here? What's going on? What kind of fun things can we go check out? So definitely go and see it. I know I'm talking about myself, but I'm excited about this one. I've been looking up in America, right? These places called, I think they're called dark zones or dark parks. But there's parks around the country. We happen to live not too far from, I think, 3 of them, but they have less light pollution. So you can see the stars way more prominently than in most places. Now, we're rural, so we can see the stars pretty dang well, but these places are like, you know, like 3 or 4-fold what I can see where we're at. So I want to take my daughter there. I want, you know, both my husband and I to go watch as well, go see the sky. I was reading a thing about how, if you read any ancient text, or even, you know, just poets and the musings and the arts, and this idea of the awe of the sky, the majestic quality that just absolutely would transport people. I mean, you know, they were looking into, you know, the face of God, or, you know, so they expressed. And you think about, well, you know, I've lived in the city for a lot of my life, and yeah, plenty of my life looking up there and thinking, oh, look, there's like 4 stars out tonight. And that's all you can see. But then when I was a kid, we camped a lot. And also I lived up near South Lake Tahoe for a while. And the sky looks completely different when you, and you know this, you know, you're like, oh, duh, obviously. But it does. And it is something that you can sit and stare at for hours and hours and hours. And so, you know, I was reading this thing about how moving it was for people. And maybe we've lost touch with that because I mean, how often do you go out and sit and look at the stars? How often do you even look up at the sky? You know, I think for most people, it's not often. Now, you might be like me. I stare out the window. I like to look at the sky. I like to look at the tree. I'm always gazing at things. But, you know, for most people, maybe not so much. So I want to instill in my daughter a sense of wonder and the vastness of it all, right? The opportunity to just experience the unknown. It is the ultimate vision into the unknown, looking at the night sky. So that's another one. I'm looking at I'm like, yes, that's my maybe next summer. I think we're going to plan for next summer to take like a little trip and go check out the sky. So yeah, I think definitely a time for you to be out there, getting your kind of bacchanalian, a little bit of the devil energy, losing those inhibitions, trying some new things, being enthralled by something that is so very moving. You know, that's it. When's the last time that you just felt completely surrendered to an experience? I don't know. But it's important that we do, that we find those times once in a while, right? Okay, I'm going to get rid of some of this juice here. Okay. Oh, and look at that little smile. There we go. That looks happy. Now we also have a musical note. It looks like we have a crab here. We have a person holding out the Ace of Cups, and we have a fish. Okay, so I wonder, and I always say this about Pisces, is that you all remind me so much of kind of less obsessive Cancer people. Something about Pisces people, there's a very similar vibe, but just not as fixated on things as Cancers might become. And so I don't know, maybe you have a Cancer friend, because I could imagine a Pisces person and a Cancer person being great friends. So this seems like whoever your Cancer person is, definitely a time where you will be kind of really united and probably hanging out. Maybe this is the person you're going to go on adventures with. And so that is a beloved relationship right there. That is one to upkeep. Now we have the music. So yeah, I think that there's an element of music. I always think of Pisces people as being musicians for some reason. I think because most of the Pisces I've known have had musical inclinations. So maybe, yeah, drawn to the music, maybe going to a festival or something like that. Now we have the person holding the cup and we have the fish above. So I feel like you putting your emotions, your creative waters into your work is absolutely how you end up finding success. When you try to stifle yourself and kind of temper the way that you feel about things. Like, it's like, this is my personal life, and now I'm going to step into my professional life, my work life, and I'm going to keep all of the things that I feel separate from this work environment. I feel like that it's like it drains your soul. It just makes you not want to be there or doing what you're doing. But when you allow yourself to feel and be the vibrant and excitable and lovely and, you know, joyous or temperamental or whatever it is, right, that you are, that's when you really get in the flow of things. And that's how you end up making pretty good money, because you are being your authentic self. And your authentic self is quite talented, quite intuitive, able to navigate through problem solving and innovation and just, you know, really immersing yourself in the thing that you're doing. And so I think it's important to remind yourself you don't need to kind of dull your shine just because you're in your work environment. And in fact, when you do that, it is a hindrance to you. All right. Let's do our cards. Let's do our cards, Pisces. I'm going to go ahead and flip through. I'm going to stop where it feels right. Okay. And so I'm going to turn this over, and it says, a cure for longing. Love is happiness. A spark inside. Live deliberately and choose boldly. Then you have arrived. There we go. And I feel like this is really what it is. It is about living your truth, about being your authentic self, and doing that as boldly as you feel, you know, kind of inspired to do. And yeah, that is how success comes. All right. Pisces, I'm going to go ahead and tell you I love you, and I thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you, and I thank you for spending this time with me. Started to feel kind of nauseous here for some reason. Towards the end, I'm like, whew, I feel a little strange here. I don't know what's going on. Probably need to, the caffeine, I've been off of coffee and limiting my caffeine, but when I'm doing my readings, I drink all this tea, and usually back in the day that wouldn't bother me, but now drinking, you know, continuously drinking this caffeine, I don't know, sometimes it makes me feel a little queasy there. So thank you for putting up with that. I know I started to get pretty disjointed there for a second. But yeah, so thank you for spending this time with me. If you would be so kind as to like the video, it does help the channel. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. And if you'd like to leave a comment, please do. I'd love to hear from you. Yeah, I guess that's about it. Okay, Pisces, I love you. Take care of yourself. Happy solstice. Happy full moon. I'm reading this. It's the full moon. That's probably why I feel a little queasy. Oh my goodness. It's been a wild one. Yesterday we had flooding and the studios had water in them, and whew, I was out digging trenches to get the water to flow away from the house, and oh my goodness. So yeah, full moon, Miss Moon, please take it easy on us all. All right. Okay, Pisces, I love you. Take care of yourself. Good night.